The Mark Thompson Show.
I'm excited that you're excited, and all of us are excited whenever the Culture Blaster comes into our mix and our midst. You prefer mix or midst?
I like them both.
All right. Albert is having a baby. Have you heard?
I have, and I have heard that Michael is not under consideration for
Michael,
the baby's name.
sadly, has left the building. Joe Box, maybe that's what I'm rooting for, but I think that's also kind of a long shot. Anyway, I know you're waiting to get into what you've prepared.
Yes.
And I don't like to delay. Are you feeling good about things today?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
It's strange to have you back. I was going to, prepare myself to talk to Mo, because Mo is more in tune with things like Spider-Man
honestly,
and what have you.
Mo is a better person for you to speak with than am I. But I'm happy
on that
to.
topic.
He comes and goes on a rainbow. He is the wonderful Culture Blaster, Michael Snyder, everyone. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Mike and Mark and Kim and Albert and everybody out there, all the remarkables. Listen, I saw a clip of Trump's latest cabinet meeting earlier today, and I actually thought it was a trailer for a re-release of Idiocracy. I was like, oh, there you go. By the way, Mark, did nobody in the State Department ask, does this map of Africa make my Mozambique look fat?
That's crazy, man, that they couldn't get that.
The incompetence
right.
is
out
amazing.
Of the State Department, no less.
I know. And I'm not one to spread conspiracy theories, but I did receive word from a Trump administration insider that the explosive diarrhea outbreak was engineered in a Dayton, Ohio lab to allow MAGA true believers to feel a greater kinship with their incontinent leader.
Wow.
Could be true.
I see what you did. Yeah.
There's never been anything like this.
All right.
Well, again, Mo would be more in tune with our lead movie here, but I want to say,
I think you put down me and my my abilities enough.
I want to remind you that at one point in the not too distant past, you said to me, "Oh, Courtney and I are thinking of going to see Avengers: Endgame, the big penultimate movie in the Marvel saga that had been going on for 10 plus years." I said, "Well, have you seen Avengers Infinity Wars?" And you went, "No." Have you seen any of these movies? Well, maybe some of them. And I thought to myself, well, sure, just jump to the end of the novel. Don't even bother with the meat of the thing. And honestly, it does require homework. I hate to say this, to see some of these Marvel movies.
Yeah.
It's been around for almost 2 decades, 20 plus.
It's wild
movies.
because I loved Superman when I was a kid, but I just have lost, I liked it when it was all just one movie, but beginning, middle, end.
I understand. I want to remind you that Charles Dickens' novels were serialized in the newspapers of the day, and people came back week after week after week.
Sure.
And this is sort of that in macro form.
I see.
And honestly, there have been 3 Spider-Man castings over the past 20, 25 years. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and incorporating the character into Marvel's big tapestry, which they've had ongoing through Disney Studios for the past couple of decades. They managed to convince Sony, who owned the contract, to present Spider-Man and associated characters on the big screen. They convinced them to allow them to share use of this third actor in the series, and that would be Tom Holland. And so from the very first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, Homecoming, they actually brought in Marvel characters that we were familiar with. Tony Stark, a.k.a. Iron Man, mentored him, et cetera, and they have continued to have him not be peripheral to these Marvel movies, but be an integral part. So they had a trilogy, Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, featuring Tom Holland as Peter Parker, the nebbish who's bit by a radioactive spider, develops these amazing powers, and with great power comes great responsibility, etc. And they're charming, funny. They have a little breezy, like John Hughes teen comedy vibe to them
cool.
on some level. And they do proceed in a kind of plot line through the 3 of them, but you can watch them individually. The current film, Brand New Day, is the 4th to feature Tom Holland as Peter Parker. And spoiler alert for anyone who is upset about this kind of thing, when we last saw the character of Peter Parker, a.k.a. New York City's wall-crawling, web-swinging superhero Spider-Man in No Way Home, he was dealing with great personal tragedy and multiversal incursions, like other universes were in collision, and that would only stop if people didn't know his true identity. I don't know. That's how they kind of did their plot work around. So Peter, as played by the boyish yet buff Tom Holland, convinced master of the mystic arts Doctor Strange to cast a worldwide spell that would make everybody forget Peter, including his girlfriend MJ, played by Holland's real-life wife Zendaya, his best friend Ned, played by Jacob Batalon, and Spidey's fellow heroes in the Avengers, everybody. So when this movie picks up, it is roughly 5 years later, and still nobody remembers this kid, Peter Parker, from before.
Wow.
MJ and Ned are wrapping up diplomas at MIT, returning to New York, and Peter's living in a Brooklyn attic where he's kind of science savvy and a bit of a prodigy, and he's developing his tech, like web shooters. He's monitoring the police band for criminal activity, and then he hits the streets to take down the bad guys to the pleasure of his current advocate on the NYPD, Detective Gene DeWolf, who is played, by the way, you watched The Bear, have you not?
Yeah, I have.
Played by the wonderful Liza Colin-Zayas from The Bear. She is spunky and street level and just a joy. She's a mom. You see her with her kids. That kind of personal touch really invests people in movies like this. Then the population is grateful. They love Spider-Man. Nobody knows Peter. So that's kind of an interesting dichotomy.
Yeah.
He's a total loner, and this is the kinder side of crime fighting compared to a Marvel character named Frank Castle, a.k.a. the Punisher, who totes a gun, who will kill criminals rather than just rounding them up. And so there's a wonderful kind of buddy movie inside this film with Peter trying to stop Frank.
It's kind of good cop, bad cop.
It is absolutely true. And John Bernthal plays Frank Castle, as he has done in the Daredevil TV series and his own standalone hour special. And they know their characters, and that kind of dynamic is wonderful. While this is going on, Peter longs for his friends, especially the love of his life, MJ, and his body is undergoing these freaky changes due to the arachnid DNA, and that brings Peter to the local college where Bruce Banner, a.k.a. the Hulk, is teaching physics. He has a device that suppresses his mean green alter ego, and while all this is going on, and Peter wants to figure out a way to control these changes, there is a shadowy figure with strange psychic powers waging a campaign against the government-endorsed paramilitary group known as Damage Control, which is run by this glad-handing corporate type. Sound familiar from the administration, the current administration? He's played by Trammell Tillman from Severance. And all this is going to make Peter's life even more difficult. So there's that kind of ice vibe coming on.
I see.
And it's timely in a way. It functions as a great superhero movie. It also brings Spider-Man back to street level in a big way. It's a script by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers.
Yeah, it sounds like you really like that script.
Well, they co-wrote the other Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, and the director, Destin Daniel Cretton. I first saw this guy's work with a movie called Short Term 12, which featured Brie Larson. He directed Shang-Chi.
That was great.
Short Term 12. It's a great film.
Yeah.
That was his calling card. He directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings for Marvel, the Wonder Man miniseries, which is as much about Hollywood as it is about superheroes. And this guy juggles so many plot lines and story elements effortlessly. I mean, I love the bickering buddy comedy you get with Holland and John Bernthal. I like the science brain trust with Spider-Man and Bruce Banner. And you also get, I don't want to ruin it, but Florence Pugh has been playing Yelena Belova in these movies, who's the current Black Widow. She was the adopted sister of Scarlett Johansson's character. She has a couple scenes here that are just gold. The action sequences and combat sequences, there's like poster in motion homages to classic Spider-Man covers.
Wow. Sounds like if you're a Spider-Man fan, this is it. Bernthal does look like Fred Ward. That's a great point in that shot anyway, Rick.
I mean, Holland thoroughly inhabits Peter and Spidey more than ever. And you know what's interesting about this? Besides the romance, the superpowered tussles, there's an examination of how hard it can be to maintain a sensible work and personal life balance.
I see. So there's a real message.
Yeah. And there's stuff that relates to upcoming steps.
Message for all of us who are aspiring to be superheroes. Let's get to the bottom line. You liked it, yeah?
I did. And this is the second big box office blockbuster in days to feature Holland, Zendaya, and Bernthal, since they're all in the Odyssey as well.
Who is the biggest money earner in terms of box office? Who's the biggest star under 30? Who's the biggest star in the world under 30 with maximum growth. Yeah, who is it?
I would say Holland, but he just turned 30, I think.
It is Holland. There you go.
Anyway, Spider-Man Brand New Day is in theaters, and we went to great lengths because it is.
It's still in theaters after this review. It's been a long review.
One of these, this movie is going to continue to help salvage Hollywood's horrible summer. The Odyssey and this have been the only movies other than Toy Story 5 that have had any kind of serious box office impact. The rest of them have been couched as bombs, essentially.
Yeah. What's next, though, Culture Blaster, if you have any time left?
Yes, I do.
Right.
Well, let's go with something that may be more appealing to you, especially from the title. It's called I Want Your Sex. Are you interested, Mark?
The sex, meaning masculinity? Or
no, this is not I want your gender. This is I want your sex, as in give me some sex,
I
y'all.
see. And give me my...
With your iron rod.
Right, so Olivia Wilde is on such a roll lately. She's directed and starred in the very smart and thorny rom-com The Invite, which is actually one of my favorite films of the year to date. And now she's starring in the latest movie from indie filmmaking luminary Greg Araki.
Luminary. Go ahead.
This is the guy who did the erotically charged Mysterious Skin and the Doom Generation. This thing is funny, freaky, and hot. It's a mix of comedy, murder mystery, art scene satire, and S&M hijinks. And again, the title, I Want Your Sex. And there is kink aplenty. So if you're particularly prudish, this isn't for you.
Yeah, I don't know, Michael. I don't love the on-screen thing. Is there nudity in this?
I hope so.
Okay.
Anyway, if you're ready and willing to get in the swing, so to speak,
right,
Wilde is hilarious and sexy as notorious artist and shapeshifter Erica Tracy.
All right, yes.
Who is looking for an assistant, and she hires Elliot, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, Cooper Hoffman.
Wow.
Not the most handsome man on the planet, but perfect for this role. And this guy, Elliot, is kind of a naive, pliant doofus that she can corral and abuse as her assistant, muse, and play toy. And so this is one of the main or the significant dynamic in the film, and it's very entertaining. And the rest of the cast is awesome. Musician and actress Charlie XCX is a hoot as Elliot's diffident girlfriend. Did you watch The Studio at all?
Yeah, I did. I love The
Chase
Studio.
Suey Wonders, who's one of the assistants in The Studio. She's very funny as Elliot's desperate for sex roommate and best friends. Johnny Knoxville and Margaret Cho are a pair of, I would call them soft-boiled police detectives. Mason Gooding is perfectly obnoxious as one of Erica's smug acolytes. And the Bay Area's own Daveed Diggs from Hamilton and Snowpiercer is a nasty delight as Erica's enabling business manager and right-hand man. There are even a couple references to Sunset Boulevard here that should tickle knowledgeable movie lovers. And Erica's occasional brandishing of a whip aside, I would say that I Want Your Sex struck a few chords.
You like it. I Want Your Sex is in theaters?
Yes, it's at this point my favorite Araki film of all of his filmography, and it is in select theaters.
And what else do you have, oh great Culture Blaster, if there's any time left?
Let's lower our expectations a little bit for Above and Below, which is a movie about a group of friends who are on vacation in Mexico, and due to a circumstance or two, they decide to go on a little cruise on a local boat that will enable them to be amongst the sharks, be in a cage, be lowered into the water, and be up close and personal
Sure,
with
it's
sharks.
a shark experience.
Yes,
okay.
It's the shark experience.
Right.
And, unfortunately, this looks like it's going to be a big time blast, but a couple of guys that they didn't expect get on the boat with them, and they turn out to be criminals.
Oh.
There's some drug trade going on, and then there's a big boss overseeing it all. And I'm watching this and thinking, what's Antonio Banderas doing in this predictable crime-fueled sharksploitation thriller Above
He
and
plays the
Below?
big boss?
He plays the bad guy, and of course he's getting paid, Mark. What do you expect?
Of course.
And I'll be honest with you, not bad.
Okay.
On an entertainment scale of 1 to 10, I'll just call it entertaining. It's not campy. In fact, the shark stuff is pretty realistic, despite some of this crazed crime lord and thug activity that becomes necessary as a plot mechanism. And the kids are okay. Director Jesse V. Johnson keeps it moving. Again, this is B-movie stuff. It's imminently forgettable. But while watching it, I went, yeah, okay, for what it is. you're going to embarrass yourself if you watch Sharknado or one of those movies. I didn't feel
This
that
isn't
sense
that
of
much,
embarrassment
yeah.
here.
So where can I watch it before I forget it?
It's in select theaters.
All right, I
And
love it.
let's wrap up this section of the show.
Yeah, what else do you have if there's any time left?
I do have something which I found to be rather entertaining. It was called The Samurai and the Prisoner.
Well, you have me with an intriguing title. Tell me about it.
Well, The Samurai and the Prisoner is, in fact, one of those movies that you kind of, you've seen these things from Japan in the past. And this is one of those films that has that kind of period vibe that we see over the years, where samurais and various warring clans are going at one another one way or another. And in this case, this is a surprisingly thoughtful and dialogue-driven period drama from Japan about clan warfare.
Sure.
That has less swordplay and battlefield action, a lot more mystery and political maneuvering than you would expect, which is kind of a cool thing considering, what these movies generally are, which is a lot of fighting. And I have to say, director and screenwriter Kiyoshi Kurosawa does not stint on the action in this adaptation of a novel. It's just a bit more cerebral and than it is action driven. So you got Lord Murashige Araki, played by Masahiro Motoki, and he has to deal with the aggression of a former ally named Oda. And so he tries to form alliances with other lords while shoring up his supposedly impenetrable castle. And while he's fighting, and the fighting generally rages off screen, Murashige turns to the incredibly smart secret weapon he has in his dungeon, Kanbei, played by Masaki Suda. And this guy is a member of another clan who hates Oda and doesn't appreciate being held prisoner. But nonetheless, he advises his captor with strategies that could be effective in the war against Oda. There's like a trailer lurking. Kurosawa has written and directed some seriously good horror and crime movies, including Cure, Serpent's Path, Eyes of the Spider, not a Marvel movie, by the way, spiders involved, Pulse and Ghost Cop. This is his fascinating take on the samurai movie, and it's good, if a bit lengthy.
Is this Kurosawa related to the director? Asked John Watson.
He is not. But Kiyoshi Kurosawa it's apparently a common surname in Japan.
I see.
But he is a skilled director and screenwriter who deserves kudos. The Samurai and the Prisoner is in select theaters.
Wow, what an immense undertaking you began with, which the Spider-Man Brand New Day. I felt like I was taking the college course on it. You really delved into it.
Context, baby.
You did your job on that Culture Blaster. I'd say you did the job of 3 Culture Blasters, just as you pointed out within Spider-Man how there are multiple superheroes. It's not just one superhero.
It's amazing that it all hangs together considering all the moving parts. That's all I'm going to say.
You really did the superhero equivalent of what happens in Spider-Man Brand New Day, the isolated Spider-Man and the search for handling the effects of what's happening to him, and the discovery of Bruce Banner at the local college, and the kinder side of crime fighting, as you point out, and the good cop, good hero, bad hero with John Bernthal and Tom Holland.
Excellent.
There's a lot going on.
And I got to tell you, Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, my favorite Marvel character of the past 5 or 6 years. Every time she shows up, my heart soars.
Well, that is Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Michael really liked it. He also liked I Want Your Sex, the Olivia Wilde offering. Did the invite, now this. It's funny, freaky, and hot, Michael says.
Yeah, there's some kink. Get ready.
Kink aplenty, are the words of Michael, the Culture Blaster.
Girl, don't even play.
Cooper Hoffman, who is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, is in it, along with Charlie XCX. And
while I'm watching him
Johnny Knoxville
in these intimate scenes with Olivia Wilde, I'm thinking, this kid is a lottery winner. Oh, my God. Not just lottery, Powerball.
I mean, it's really impressive that he stepped up to the kind of bar set by his dad. Margaret Cho's in it. David Diggs. I Want Your Sex is something that Michael does recommend, but, there is sex and kink in it, apparently. If that's not your jam, stay away. Above and Below. A group of friends on vacation in Mexico. They're there for the shark experience, and on their boat, criminals. Antonio Banderas plays one of the big bad guys. He says it's not bad, kind of on the forgettable side, maybe in terms of its lingering half-life with you, but you'll really like the ride. Maybe it's a B movie kind of ride.
Maybe it's a C plus. I don't know, C plus movie.
Select theaters is where you can find Above and Below. And finally, The Samurai and the Prisoner. I felt that I wasn't even qualified for the Samurai and the Prisoner review. I'm not sophisticated enough. It took a kind of depth on the part of the Culture Blaster to bring that review home to us. But he did, and he really likes The Samurai and the Prisoner. It's a Kurosawa film, but not that Kurosawa.
No.
And a different Kurosawa.
I hear the name Kurosawa is kind of like Jones in America.
I see. Yeah. Well, I'm a fan of the Culture Blaster. You've gotten a lot in, and it's only because of the late hour that I have to wrap you up. Otherwise, as you know, I could speak well into the night with you.
I find that hard to believe, but okay.
I'm a massive fan, and that's why you appear here on Fridays. You're certainly not here because of any kind of demand from the audience.
Well, and I want to thank you. Speaking of which, I can't even believe I'm here today because I checked today's rundown on YouTube and I wasn't even listed. Am I actually here today?
Was Michael not listed in the rundown on YouTube, Kim McAllister? I mean, would you like to speak to this?
Would you like to apologize for what you've done?
Yeah.
Because it was taken off my roster of duties, so that means.
Oh, this is the thing, Michael. Next week you'll be, because Kim is returning to that roster of duties, so you can bring it up with her next week if you have.
I'm glad you're both back. It's kind of refreshing to have you both back in studio.
Kind of refreshing. I don't understand, why did you have to qualify it like that?
Well, again, I mean, if I had been speaking to Mo about Spider-Man, I would get some enthusiasm.
No, you're right. I couldn't wait for that review to end. I'm thinking, are you serious? I'm only auditing the class. Yeah.
Y'all can all go to hell, and I'm going back to Texas.
Exactly.
Well,
but
I'm not Bruce Banner, and this is not a physics class at ESU, buddy.
I'm just saying. All right. I love my Culture Blaster. I look forward to next week. He comes and goes on a rainbow. He is the Culture Blaster, Michael Snyder. If you want to read Culture Blaster, you can do it in thevoicesf.org.
And this week's column, which you can read, is all about life, Larry, and the pursuit of unhappiness, the new Larry David TV series, which we'll talk about it next week.
Is that the one about history?
It is a panic.
Oh, my God. Oh, you and I will talk about it next week, because I think it's like watching a bad SNL sketch in many instances.
Did you see the Lincoln skit?
I don't know if I did. I saw the opener. Don't get me wrong. It's not that there are no laughs, but
it's hit or miss.
Yeah, there's a lot of miss. But all right, we'll talk about it next week.
Is there anything more subjective than comedy, Mark?
All right. I mean, you can fall back on that, but there's some things that everybody can agree on. I'll tell you what I will do is I'll watch more episodes before next week. So because they're mercifully short, although not mercifully enough short. They could be shorter.
All right.
All right. Look, I don't. What is this? His dad was one of the greatest actors ever. Don't think he's there yet.
Hoffman.
Hoffman. Yeah. Right.
That's for sure. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks, Remarkables, for listening.
Yes, he is the wonderful Culture Blaster, and I give him a hard time because that's what comes with. I don't know how many years I've known the guy. It's been starting to feel like too long, though. I can tell you that. What? Hold on a second. Your mic is cut. What's
with great power comes great responsibility, Mark. Remember what Uncle Ben told Peter.
I don't even know what that reference is.
That's some sad stuff, man.
Okay. Thank you, sir.